Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Jaydee for another episode of our daily stock market insights. In this video, I am going to cover the most trending and the highly traded stocks we had in the Philippine market today. Okay, so if this is the type of video you want to watch every single day, feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated. Okay, so let's get started. First, I'd like to talk about the index. So we had a nice green candlestick today with some 202.58 million on foreign buying. So looks like this is a steady and steady climb. Okay, steady climb for our Philippine stock exchange index in the past few days. Actually, it started back in or on the 22nd of March, and we are still following that uptrend channel. Okay, see this? Actually, let me use this. Looks like it is following that trend line, as you can see right there. See that? So hopefully this is going to sustain, although I don't see much volume as of yet, so just entertain a possibility of some pullback on our way up. Okay, so at the moment, if I'm to measure this, if I will remove the lines using the Fibonacci retracement tool, I will do this. Okay, so indeed, as you can see, this pattern respected the 0.236 level in our Fibonacci. So let's check out our individual stocks and see if they also are following the same trend. The first one is MBT. Okay, almost similar, right? So if I'm to draw the uptrend channel for MBT, it looks something like this. There you go, something like that. It is an area, so you would notice some slight overshoot above and below it, but the overall concept here, an uptrend stock is considered one if you have higher highs and higher lows. So notice here when we bounce, the moment we we dropped, well, the first instance was almost the same level, but slowly we are following that higher lows. At the same time, when it moves even higher, reaching the resistance level, it is now higher than the previous high. So that's how you identify an uptrend. Okay, so first of all, let's also consider this. You have some 26.5 million in foreign buying. At the same time, I think this is a successful breakout of this previous resistance over here. Okay, why is that a resistance? Previously, there was a support formed here, and then when this day came on the 11th of March, we only reached this area, which was also a previous support, now became a resistance right here, and then you got rejected, and then it went back here. Then came March 31st, we managed to end one entire candlestick above that. So chances are we already have a new set of support at around 55.79. So if you are a long-term investor for this stock, I'd say overall you should have already noticed this. So I would assume you must have already entered somewhere here, okay? This level, if I'm to recommend to the nearest support, that is already in the assumption that you have already initially invested some in this stock earlier, and then you're just adding. Okay, so right now 55.79 is the nearest support I can see. Okay, so that is if you're already a long-term holder, because if you're a position trader, this area would look more attractive to you than this level. Okay, so as you go higher and higher, if you're a long-term investor, just add more. If there are opportunities where you have some dips, actually that is when you add more. on your way up, there will be dips, and those dips will be your buying opportunities. Okay, so the next stock is GTCAP. GTCAP, let's try to... Okay, just take note of this. GTCAP has scheduled... Okay, so X date is already done. First is March 31st. The second is the 5th. So you should have already entered. Okay, today is the 4th. If you are still considering to enter by tomorrow and expect a dividend, I'm sorry to say, but you're no longer eligible. The concept of X date is that on this day, the very first minute of this day, when the system recognizes that you are in a position for GTCAP, then you are qualified to be part of the recipients of this dividend, which means that if you want to exit on the 5th, you're also qualified. Again, because the system only recognizes those holders the very first minute of that day. So chances are, if you would notice during X date, that is when a stock declines, because the traders, those people who are just trading this, scalping this is when they normally exit. Okay, so what do we see here? If tomorrow is the X date, I am expecting for this stock to stabilize. This is a major player, so I don't really expect that they will move significantly or in huge volume, because this has a market cap of 114.42 billion. So in other words, mahirap siyang pump and dump, ika nga. So this is a big player. So chances are, if it will dip, it's just going to be a minimal dip. So that would be the nearest support I see, which was a previous support as well, is around 524. So I hope you were able to already enter, because at the moment, if you're to zoom out, I think we have experienced an opportunity where you are given a much cheaper level, because at one point it also reached, look at that, as high as 1,400, and we are just more than what, 510, more than 100 or 200% down. Okay, so this is an accumulation phase for those long-term holders. So take advantage of these levels right here. Overall, if I'm to look at it, it's just sideways with big waves on it. Okay, so know your profile. That will really be very helpful. PX, I'm not 100% sure what's the... Okay, it's a mining. Felix Mining Corporation also has March 16th, it's done. Okay, this is technically still on a downtrend. What I see at the moment is that we are also very near a possible support right at this level. Although look at this, we got rejected here, and then it somehow bounced very a very small bounce happened here, and it's already a lower high. So let us see if when it touches the 529, 530 level once again, I want to see an RSI that's already moving higher and higher. Because if you see that image or trend, then that simply gives us an idea that momentum is starting to pick up. The third thing you want to see is the volume. Okay, so let us say it drops, and then eventually a green candlestick comes out with a huge volume. That should also be your cue or your hint that it is now starting to recover and change its direction. Okay, one, support and resistance. That's something you need to understand. Pair it with RSI, pair it with volume. That will give you a more holistic analysis of the chart. So at the moment, your nearest support, which is very near, that's 5.29. Okay, so DDMPR. Let's see. DDMPR also moving sideways. not much volume, as you can see right here. It's very low. This is the cloud, that's your average. And look, for the past how many days, it's just staying flat right there. See this volume is very low, 95 trades the entire day. It's not represented by the individuals. It is represented by the trades itself. So that means every person can have multiple trades. One can have two, one can have four, one can only have one. So who knows? There are only 50% of 95. Those are the only participants of this trade today. But I think at 1.58, and if you see good fundamentals from this REIT company, then go for it. Okay, so 0.02 times, so the first okay, 21. I think this one gives out quarterly, if I'm not mistaken. Oops. Okay, no scheduled dividend as of yet, but you're very near a support area. Okay, no volume. That's the sad thing there. Okay, so let's also take a look at Converge. So I mentioned in my last video that this is a profit-taking level, and there was indeed a continuation now. That's already a confirmation that there will be a pullback. The next thing we want to find out is at what level will the bounce, will we experience that bounce. So you just have to plot the lowest point and then drag all the way up. Okay, let me just adjust that because this is the lowest point. If I use the body of the candlestick at the topmost, I also just plot it at the body of the candlestick as well. So looks like this area is going to be tested. We had a slight bounce that happened today with that wick over here, so it's going to be a wait and see game tomorrow. See if this is going to be the official bounce level. If that gets broken, your next two levels would be the 0.382 and then the 0.5. 0.5 is currently sitting at the MA20 line, so that's really nice. It's complementing each other. Okay, so let's see. Converge had 61.7 million on foreign buying. ACEN, I like what I am seeing right now. There's a trigger to the upside. Okay, volume is just flat, but you actually had some spike in the volume back on the 31st of March, and there's continuation. 0.06 April 5th. Okay, tapos na yung X date. You have 92 million in foreign buying, and then we reached, I think, the bottom, and we're just starting to recover. Magandang level to actually. So if you want to stay in it longer, even better. But for those people who are on the conservative side, just know that we have a support at 853 level. Okay, so if you want, you can wait for it to pull back, or you can just take advantage of the fluctuations by tomorrow, and then that's the time you enter. Overall, this is really still a good area to continue accumulating. Okay, Ali still on a downtrend. We had a green today, but we got rejected very near your MA20 line. That wick simply signifies that there was an attempt to reach that MA20, but people took profit, got probably scared of that as a possible resistance. Because guys, when we're moving below the MA20 line, chances are when it goes up, MA20 acts as a resistance. So let's try to do weekly, just so we have a cleaner view. Very steady. You know, the steepness of this stock is just like that. Slowly, as you can see, it is somehow moving higher and higher, but it's uptrend that's very close to sideways. But overall, just mark this level over here. That is your moving support. Okay, so just make sure that that level is not going to break. We're, by the way, in a weekly chart. So this would determine whether we could have a continuation to the upside or a breakdown in the price. Okay, but definitely we are very near the support area, and it's only a Monday or a 1 day worth of performance. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so you technically have 4 days to really make this candlestick move, and we'll find out if that is already a trigger of a change in direction, which is a bounce to the upside. Okay, all right. I think those are the stocks I have reviewed today. I won't record a very long one so that you don't get bored. So far, I was able to review MBT, GTCAP, PX, DDMPR, Converge, ACEN, and Ali. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye for now.